Did Hailey Bieber just cast a love spell on Justin Bieber? Or was this whole marriage orchestrated years ago by her father and church pastors?
Hey, this is my daughter Hailey. The third song? Yeah, we've been enjoying your music.
Because let's be real, the internet has questions, and they're not holding back. It might sound dramatic, even a little messed up, but at this point, it's painfully obvious to social media that Hailey always saw Justin as a prize, and she was determined to win. She ignored every red flag, pushed forward, and locked him down in record time. And not just quickly. She married him 2 months after he ended his decade-long relationship with Selena Gomez. Of course, in her Call Her Daddy interview, Hailey swore up and down that Justin wasn't in a relationship with anyone when they got together. But let's be real. He had no time to heal, no time to process, no time to even breathe before Hailey swooped in and sealed the deal. And if you've seen his recent Instagram stories, it all kind of starts to make sense. Yesterday, Justin posted something cryptic on Instagram that sent the internet spiraling. He wrote, "I was always told when I was a kid not to hate, but it made me feel like I wasn't allowed to have it, and so I didn't tell anyone I've had it, which made me feel like I was drowning. Unsafe to acknowledge it. I think we can only let hate go by first acknowledging it's there. How couldn't we feel hate from all the hurt we've experienced?" Now, is he subtly calling out Hailey here? Because this is all happening right after that 7-part series about her being a literal stalker went viral. Coincidence? Maybe, but the internet thinks otherwise. And we need to talk about this 7-part series because that is all anyone has been talking about for the last 24 hours. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. If you've been plugged into the internet over the last 24 hours, then you already know a viral video has completely reignited the conversation about Hailey Bieber's alleged dangerous decade-long obsession with Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. And this isn't just a passing conspiracy. This theory has now exploded into a full-fledged 7-part series across YouTube, TikTok, and every major social media platform.
How did you and Hailey meet? I don't think I've ever heard that story.
How did we meet? We met in the early mornings of a Today Show taping. Her dad dragged her out of bed in the morning and basically was like, you know, I think because she was raised Christian and I think they found out that, like, I think it was an arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure. I'm not... Looking back now, I'm like, it was definitely an arranged.
The video dives deep into the alleged hidden dynamics behind how Hailey became Mrs. Bieber, framing it as a relentless, calculated pursuit rather than a love story. The theory that Hailey leveraged her Hollywood connections, carefully cultivated relationships with famous friends, and molded herself into Justin's ideal partner, all while subtly mirroring Selena Gomez's looks, style, and personality throughout the years. And let me tell you, it's eerie. I watched the entire 7-part series and the documentary posted by Internet Oddities, which has already racked up around 2 million views, and let's just say, people are shook.
You know, introduce you to Justin and his mom. You know, they have similar values and believe the same thing. We think you guys will be good friends. It was definitely an arranged marriage now that I'm...
The claims in this series aren't just speculation. They include old tweets, fan interactions, and resurfaced clips that paint a picture of a young Hailey obsessively tracking Justin's every move. As a teenager, she was allegedly engaging with fan accounts dedicated to following Justin's tours, even going as far as keeping tabs on where he was staying. But here's where things take a serious twist. Hailey's alleged path to securing Justin wasn't just about fan obsession. It was about playing the Hollywood game. According to the viral theory, Hailey used her connections with the Jenner family to strategically position herself in Justin's life at just the right moments. She was frequently spotted with him during his breakups with Selena, slowly but surely solidifying her presence in his world. And let's not forget the Kendall Jenner factor.
To tie Fifth app. The DM that was right above that she sent to me is gone because she unsent it right away. And if I went back to my MacBook from 2013, maybe I could find that because above that, and you're gonna have to take my word for this one because I don't have it, but she said, "What hotel is Justin staying at?"
When she would give Hailey information on what hotel Justin Bieber was staying at, Hailey would either book a room there or eat at the hotel restaurant. Hailey's goal was to cross paths with Justin Bieber as much as possible, in hopes that he one day considered her a potential partner.
We would give her that info because she would either stay at that hotel or she would eat at that hotel or do whatever at that hotel so she could bump into him. Hailey Baldwin went from trying to bump into Justin Bieber at the Satai, the London, to marry. It's so iconic. Like, everyone's making a joke that it was her 10-year plan. Like,
Dana even shows tweets a now 16-year-old Hailey Baldwin sent to her, where Hailey discusses Justin Bieber's height and speculates how much more he will grow, something you would expect a superfan to tweet. Even back in 2013, Hailey was serious about protecting her man, and would ask if the DMs Dana tweeted from Justin Bieber were real or not, with Dana confirming to her that she was just making a joke. Although it's difficult to believe everything you hear on the internet, it's worth mentioning that Hailey Baldwin actually participated in the Justin Bieber fan video orchestrated by Dana. After Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez released a lip-sync video to Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe, Dana and several other Justin Bieber superfans recreated it, with none other than Hailey Baldwin sending Dana a clip of herself to include in the fan recreation.
Rumor has it that Kendall played a major role in making sure Hailey and Justin ended up together, allegedly working behind the scenes to isolate Justin from Selena. And if the theory is to be believed, Kendall's motives weren't just about matchmaking. She reportedly had her own personal reasons for wanting Selena out of the picture. According to this viral deep dive, Kendall wanted payback for what happened between Selena, her, and Kylie back in 2014. But what exactly went down? And how does it tie into the bigger picture of Hailey's calculated rise to Mrs. Bieber? That's what we need to break down next. The theory doesn't stop with Kendall Jenner allegedly helping Hailey secure Justin. It only gets stranger from here. At first, it seemed like Kendall was just trying to help her best friend find happiness. But over time, people began noticing something much more unsettling. The internet started circulating proof that Hailey had been allegedly mirroring Selena Gomez's every move, right down to her fashion choices, personal interests, and even career moves, all in an attempt to win Justin's favor. And one of the most jaw-dropping claims in the viral video? The tattoo incident. Selena got a G tattoo as a heartfelt tribute to her little sister, Gracie. It was a personal and meaningful gesture, something that made perfect sense. But then, just 12 days later, Hailey got an almost identical G tattoo in the exact same spot. The reasoning? Hailey claimed it was for her pastor's daughter. And this is where people collectively lost it. Because really, who gets a tattoo dedicated to their pastor's child? The internet isn't buying it, especially when it's stacked on top of years of eerily similar moments. But the copycat accusations don't stop there. The video also calls out another major incident: Hailey's alleged attempt to copy Selena's cooking show. Selena's hit series, Selena Plus Chef, became wildly successful, praised for its authenticity and charm. Then, not long after, Hailey launched her own cooking show. And let's just say, social media wasn't having it. The side-by-side comparisons in the viral video are undeniable, and people are convinced that Hailey wasn't just inspired, she was directly imitating Selena's concept. As these clips have been spreading like wildfire, Hailey finally broke her silence. Kind of. Yesterday, she posted a series of photos promoting her brand, Rhode, and subtly slipped in a now-deleted quote about people believing in falsehoods. Was she trying to send a message to the internet, indirectly responding to the allegations? Or was this just another attempt at damage control? Either way, it's clear she's feeling the heat. Hailey might have deleted her Instagram post within hours, but not before people caught screenshots and spread it everywhere. And let's be real, this was no coincidence.
Copying Selena while simultaneously rooting on her downfall will become harder and harder to ignore. In February of 2018, Selena Gomez would check herself into the Privé Swiss psychiatric facility in Connecticut, a facility that offers therapy for individuals needing a retreat from high-profile, always-on lifestyles. And Hailey would allegedly drive past Selena's home with her pastor's wife to make sure Selena was still in therapy. The rest of 2018 is kind of confusing, as Justin Bieber would get back together with Selena Gomez for a couple of months before she finally broke up with him for good, only for Justin to marry Hailey 6 months later. Hailey would later later claim in interviews that she and Justin officially started dating in 2016, but if that's the case, why was Justin dating Selena just months before your wedding? Either way, Hailey Baldwin was now Hailey Bieber, and even though she got what she seemingly always wanted, it still wasn't enough. Following the release of Selena Gomez's song, Lose You to Love Me, Hailey would immediately post a screenshot of her playing Summer Walker's song, I'll Kill You. While Hailey would claim the timing was merely a coincidence, many fans interpreted this post as another attack on Selena. To make matters more confusing, in 2019, Hailey Bieber would debut another tattoo, this time on her ring finger, and featured the letter J. This tattoo is clearly a Justin Bieber tribute. However, fans were quick to notice that it shares a striking resemblance to a ring Justin Bieber bought Selena Gomez all the way back in 2012. A couple months later, Hailey even made sure to crash Selena's album release party being held at the restaurant Greg's in West Hollywood, despite not being invited, by making sure to arrive there before it started and staying long enough to overlap with the event, only leaving through a back door.
The timing of her cryptic message came right as the 7-part series was going viral. And since everyone on the internet is talking about it, it's pretty clear that this was her way of subtly responding to the backlash. We've seen the whole Hailey, Selena, Justin love triangle resurface every year, but this time it's different. The way people are talking about it now, after the deep dive documentary has been making the rounds, is on another level. Hailey clearly knows that she's at the center of this storm, and she tried to address it in the most Kardashian-style, damage control way possible. In her now-deleted post, Hailey wrote, "People take the information they're fed, and they draw a picture of who you are. Most of the time, it's wrong." A direct hit at the viral series? Absolutely. And what makes it even more interesting is that this came right after Justin Bieber posted his own cryptic message about drowning, which had already sparked concern about his mental and emotional well-being.
Shares a striking, undeniable resemblance to Selena Gomez's cooking show, Selena Plus Chef, that debuted 2 years before Hailey's show. Let's start at the beginning. Selena's show starts with a faux camera HUD overlay to give that raw homemade production quality feel. Hailey's show also starts with a faux camera HUD overlay. Selena points out that the show does in fact take place in her real home.
This is my real home. Everything that we're doing is at home.
Hailey points out that the show is actually recorded in her real home.
Yes, we actually are in my real kitchen, in my real house.
Selena has her Nana introduce the dish they will be cooking.
So Nana, what do we call this? Cheesy tortilla chip pasta.
Hailey has her Nana introduce the dish they will be cooking.
And Nana, what are we making today?
Selena Plus Chef would go on to have 4 11-episode seasons on HBO Max, as well as a spin-off that's still currently airing titled Selena Plus Restaurant, while Hailey Bieber's What's in My Kitchen would release 5 episodes before being abandoned completely. After fans caught on to Hailey practically copying Selena word for word, things got even darker when they dug into Hailey's interviews.
I realized that everybody else seemed to be narrating my life for me. Yes. So why don't I put something out that is my side of the story?
I realized that I was able to tell my story about who I was from my own mouth, instead of people from the outside being able to tell my story for me.
That was one of the moments where I was like, I don't have to be that 19-year-old body shape anymore because I'm not.
That's the other thing too that I think I'm learning is I'm not 19 anymore. I'm 24 now. I feel like my body has changed the most even this last year.
Somebody asked me a while ago, what's the one thing you wish people knew about you? And I said I wanted it to be my heart.
What do you wish more people knew about you?
My heart.
People didn't really know me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know Hailey for Hailey. And I just always had this constant battle where I was saying, I wish people just knew my heart.
For what it's worth, this last Selena Gomez interview where she talks about her heart isn't even easy to find. It comes from the press circuit for the movie Rudderless, and at the time of this recording, only has 2,870 views and is seemingly only hosted on a Portuguese.
As we discussed earlier, Justin wrote about how he was taught not to express hate, which made him feel like he was suffocating. The fact that he dropped that message just one day before Hailey's post has only made people more convinced that something serious is happening behind the scenes. At this point, we may never truly know what's going on in their marriage. But after watching everything in the viral 7-part documentary, one thing is painfully clear. There are just too many coincidences to ignore. Social media is shook over the overwhelming amount of evidence stacking up, and the reaction has been nothing short of jaw-dropping. Reddit has been blowing up over this situation, with people calling out Hailey's Instagram post for what they believe it really is: a manipulation tactic. One top comment summed it up perfectly. Gaslighting attempt, trying to make you question your own reality and memory, leaving you confused and reliant on her lies. It's just another common tactic from the narcissist playbook. Whether Hailey meant to address the controversy or not, the internet isn't buying it. In fact, her attempt to control the narrative might have just made things worse. At this point, Hailey's attempt to quietly shut down the conversation has completely backfired. Instead of making the controversy disappear, her deleted Instagram post has only fueled the fire, making people even more convinced that she's panicking behind the scenes. Social media isn't letting this go anytime soon, and the comments keep pouring in. The viral 7-part series has essentially turned into a full-blown internet investigation, with people digging up even more eerie coincidences from Hailey's past. The copycat accusations aren't just about a few outfits or a tattoo anymore. People are now analyzing years of behavior, putting together a pattern that looks way too calculated to ignore. One of the biggest red flags people are talking about now is how Hailey always seemed to pop up at just the right time whenever Justin and Selena were having problems. The timeline is messy, and while Hailey has always denied being a factor in their breakups, the evidence suggests otherwise. There are even clips resurfacing of Hailey fangirling over Selena, long before she and Justin ever dated, and honestly, it's weird to watch in hindsight. And then, there's the unspoken question on everyone's mind. How is Justin really feeling through all of this? His cryptic Instagram post about drowning in suppressed emotions is making people wonder if he's starting to realize some uncomfortable truths about how his life has played out. The fact that this all resurfaced right before his birthday has only added to the speculation that he might be feeling trapped in a situation he never fully processed. Meanwhile, Hailey is staying silent, letting her PR team work overtime to control the narrative. But if the internet has made one thing clear, it's that they aren't buying the misunderstood victim act. The backlash isn't slowing down, it's growing. And with every deleted post, every cryptic message, and every resurfaced clip, it's becoming harder and harder to deny that this entire situation is way deeper than a simple celebrity love triangle. At this point, Hailey Bieber's reaction to the backlash is playing out exactly as predicted. Just as the internet was tearing apart her deleted Instagram post and dissecting the 7-part series exposing her obsession with Justin, she suddenly switched the narrative by playing the baby card. Right after the drama reached a boiling point, Hailey started posting baby-related photos, and let's just say the internet isn't buying the coincidence. Many believe this is a classic PR move to redirect attention, soften her image, and make it seem like she and Justin are focusing on their future rather than the storm brewing online. But considering the timing, it only made people more skeptical. And if that wasn't embarrassing enough, let's talk about the viral TikTok video she tried to quietly delete before people could notice. A Reddit post started circulating yesterday, calling Hailey out for allegedly staging a moment to make it seem like Justin was lovingly recording her, when, in reality, it looks like she was the one holding the phone the whole time. The video was captioned, "Hailey Bieber deleted this video from TikTok of her pretending Justin is recording her and talking to her. Wait for it." And then came the cringeworthy part. Through the reflection in her own eyes, people claimed they could see her holding the phone herself, meaning she was faking the entire interaction. The internet exploded, and the comments were absolutely ruthless. One person wrote, "Even if her reflection wouldn't have been caught by people, your husband would have seen this. Knowing you are being a weirdo should be embarrassing enough to stop you from doing stuff like this." Another said, "I can't get over the fact that she was his stalker before she was his wife." And perhaps the most brutal take, "She's so determined to prove in some way that Justin loves her, but girl, he married you, and we've known that for years." At this point, Hailey's every move is being dissected, and the internet isn't letting anything slide. Whether she's trying to prove her marriage is solid or just divert attention away from the stalking allegations, one thing is clear. The harder she tries to control the narrative, the worse it gets. At this point, it seems like Hailey Bieber is stuck in a never-ending cycle of damage control. But every move she makes only seems to make things worse. The internet isn't just questioning her relationship with Justin anymore. They're actively dissecting her every attempt to prove that her marriage is happy and normal. The deleted TikTok video was embarrassing enough, but now people are pointing out an even bigger pattern. Hailey's habit of oversharing couple moments that feel forced, as if she's trying to convince the world, and maybe even herself, that everything is perfect. It's almost as if she knows that whenever Justin does post about their marriage, it's usually vague, distant, or focused on himself. Meanwhile, Hailey is constantly the one pushing out romanticized content, trying to paint a picture of their relationship that doesn't always match reality. And now, the baby talk has entered the chat. As soon as the internet backlash reached an all-time high, Hailey suddenly started hinting at babies and family life, which many people believe is her last-ditch effort to shift the focus. Some fans are even speculating that she's laying the groundwork for a pregnancy announcement in the near future, possibly as a way to lock in public sympathy and quiet the haters. And let's be honest, it wouldn't be the first time a celebrity couple used baby rumors as a distraction from bad press. But even that move seems to be backfiring. Instead of people swooning over the idea of Hailey and Justin starting a family, they're questioning if Justin is even emotionally present in this marriage at all. His recent Cryptic Instagram post about drowning made it clear that he's dealing with some serious internal struggles, and many believe that he's not in the headspace to be thinking about kids right now. So if Hailey is trying to push that narrative, it's only making things look more suspicious. And now, the ultimate question is starting to spread across social media. Where does Justin actually stand in all of this? Is he blind to all of this drama, or is he quietly trying to distance himself while keeping the peace? Because while Hailey is out here posting and deleting cryptic messages, fake candid videos, and baby-related content, Justin seems to be doing the exact opposite. Posting about personal struggles, staying quiet about his marriage, and avoiding social media altogether. If there's one thing we've learned about Hollywood couples, it's that when one person is doing all the heavy lifting to prove things are fine, things are usually anything but. At this point, the internet is done pretending that everything in the Bieber marriage is picture perfect. The more Hailey tries to control the narrative, the more it's becoming painfully obvious that there's something off about the way she constantly feels the need to prove her relationship with Justin is solid. If things were truly great, would she really need to work this hard to convince everyone? The latest theory circulating on social media is that Hailey is trying to secure her place in Justin's life permanently, and it's not just about marriage anymore. The baby talk, the public declarations, the staged videos, it all feels like a desperate attempt to solidify her role as Mrs. Bieber before things spiral out of her control. Fans are pointing out that Justin, despite being married for years, has never seemed fully present in their relationship. And with his recent cryptic posts about emotional struggles, people are questioning if he's even in the right mental space to be thinking about family life. But here's where things take a messy turn. Rumors are starting to swirl that Justin's inner circle isn't as supportive of this marriage as they once were. There are whispers that some of his longtime friends, industry insiders, and even family members have been quietly voicing concerns about how things have played out since he rushed into this marriage. Some believe that Justin never got the space to heal from his past, while others feel like he was pushed into this relationship way too quickly. And if you thought the internet was ruthless before, the latest resurfaced clips from Hailey's past interactions with Justin have only added fuel to the fire. People are now analyzing old moments where Justin appeared distant, uncomfortable, or even dismissive toward Hailey, while some of her behavior comes off as possessive, overly eager, or controlling. There's even a viral thread showing side-by-side comparisons of how Justin used to act around Selena versus how he acts around Hailey. And let's just say, the energy is very different. But the biggest question now is, what happens next? Will Justin continue to stay quiet, letting Hailey handle all the backlash alone? Or is he going to step in and address what's happening before things spiral even further? Because right now, Hailey is taking all the heat, and with the way this scandal keeps growing, it's only a matter of time before Justin is forced to say something, whether he wants to or not. At this point, all eyes are on Justin Bieber. With Hailey scrambling to control the backlash, his silence is speaking louder than anything she's posting. The internet is practically begging for him to step in, to acknowledge the growing speculation surrounding his marriage, or, at the very least, to shut down the rumors that he's not as happy as Hailey wants everyone to believe. But instead, he's been doing the opposite, staying quiet, keeping his distance, and only posting cryptic messages about emotional struggles. And that silence? It's making people talk even more. Fans are now analyzing every little thing Justin does, or doesn't do, pointing out that he has yet to publicly defend Hailey amid this massive internet takedown. If the viral 7-part series accusing Hailey of obsessively tracking him for years was a complete lie, wouldn't he be the first to step in and set the record straight? Instead, his energy feels detached, like he's letting Hailey fight this battle on her own. Adding to the speculation, industry insiders are now hinting that Justin is going through a major personal crisis behind the scenes. Some sources claim that he's been feeling emotionally drained for a while now, struggling with his mental health and questioning a lot of things in his life, including, possibly, his marriage. His recent Instagram story about drowning and struggling to express emotions only intensified the rumors, with fans now questioning whether he feels trapped in a situation he can't escape from. Meanwhile, Hailey continues to double down on damage control, pushing the baby narrative even harder and posting carefully curated moments that paint their relationship as solid. But at this point, the harder she tries to convince the public that everything is fine, the less believable it looks. People aren't buying the over-the-top gestures, the forced romantic posts, or the sudden flood of happy couple content. If things were truly great, why would she need to prove it so badly? The internet is now divided into two camps: those who believe Hailey is desperately trying to hold on to Justin, and those who think he's already mentally checked out and just hasn't made the final move yet. Regardless of which theory people believe, one thing is clear: this marriage isn't looking as stable as Hailey wants the world to think. And with millions of people watching this unfold in real time, it's only a matter of time before Justin is forced to break his silence. The question is, when he finally does, will it be to save his marriage or to finally admit what the internet has been suspecting all along? At this point, the internet is watching Justin and Hailey's every move like it's the season finale of a reality show. With Hailey doing everything she can to control the narrative and Justin staying eerily quiet, the speculation is spiraling out of control. And the longer he refuses to address it, the more people are convinced that something is seriously off behind the scenes. The biggest red flag? Justin isn't defending Hailey at all. When someone you love is being dragged by millions of people online, you step in, you say something, you shut it down. But Justin? Nothing. No Instagram posts, no public statements, no attempt to set the record straight. Meanwhile, Hailey is out here deleting comments, posting staged happy couple moments, and desperately trying to prove that their marriage is rock solid. But at this point, it's backfiring badly. Now, the internet is fully convinced that Hailey is fighting for a marriage that Justin has already mentally checked out of. The viral 7-part series that exposed her alleged obsession with him has only made things worse, with more and more receipts surfacing that show a pattern of her strategically placing herself in his life. The theory that Hailey has always seen Justin as a prize to be won instead of a real equal partner? That theory is picking up more traction than ever. And now, the internet is asking the ultimate question: what happens next? Is Justin going to finally break his silence, or is he just going to let Hailey continue fighting this PR war on her own? Will he step in and try to save their image, or is he waiting for the right moment to finally walk away? Because let's be real, if your wife is being accused of stalking you for years before marriage and you're not publicly shutting it down, what does that really say? At this point, the tension is too high for this to just fade away. The internet is watching, waiting, and analyzing every move. Whether Justin chooses to speak out or stay silent, one thing is for sure: this situation is far from over. At the end of the day, who is Hailey really trying to prove this to? Because at this point, it doesn't seem like she's trying to convince the public. It reeks of her own insecurity. The way she's still pushing this perfect marriage narrative, desperately trying to show the world that she won a breakup that happened almost a decade ago, just makes it all feel even more forced. If things were really as solid as she wants everyone to believe, would she have to work this hard to prove it? But now I want to hear from you. What do you guys think about everything? I know this was a lot to take in, but did you watch the entire viral documentary? Do you believe there's truth to the claims? Or do you think people are reading too much into it? And let's not forget Hailey's Instagram story. What do you think about her posting that cryptic message only to delete it later? Was it a failed attempt at damage control, or was she trying to send a message? Definitely let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe because trust me, this drama isn't going anywhere, and you won't want to miss what happens next. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.